All right, let's start. Here are some expressions that I think might be useful when it comes to give your opinion about any topic. Okay, so they are universal general expressions. Transition words. That reminds me. What's the meaning? Eso me recuerda. Okay, ahí puedes completar y dar un ejemplo. That reminds me when. Okay. That reminds me. Give me examples, please.
About what?
No. Anyone. So just to complete the expressions here. Speaking of,
That reminds me in
that reminds me.
my childhood.
Yes, okay. Pretty good. Thank you. So we are on the same way. Speaking of, ¿qué es eso?
Es como
Hablando de eso. Speaking of, I don't know, food, I really enjoy spaghetti.
a propósito, ¿no?
Teacher, ¿cómo se dice antojado?
Antojado, I feel like. Tengo ganas de.
Speaking of, I feel like eat.
I feel like.
I feel like eat
Y-
ice cream.
Ahí viene eso. I feel like. Y el verbo que sigue se le pone ing. I feel like having an ice cream.
Okay.
Would you open the door, please? Bueno, on a related note, en una nota parecida, which brings me to that. Ojo con esta. Give me an example. That makes me think of. Nobody. Come on in. Sit down, please.
And except for the last one.
Yeah, that makes me think of. Mire, hey, we always use the same prepositions. Like think about. Well, now you can use the preposition of. That made me think of my students back in last week, 2026. They were really great. Hey, what is that? Filler words. What is that? Filler words. ¿Qué es eso? Para llenar.
¿Cómo es que se le dice a nosotros?
¿Muletillas?
Muletillas.
Que si uno las repite, sí, si no le sirven de. Sí, le sirven de apoyo, muleta. Well, y te da tiempo para pensar, ¿no? Yeah. Hey, what do you think of the situation of the country? Well, that's a very good question. Let me think about it. All right? Así. Well, con el flow, okay? Give me an example with, a ver, invéntese algo. Estoy grabando, mijo, para mi canal. No me ayudan. ¿Cómo van a ayudar los estudiantes que vean esto?
Sobre las filler
Niños,
words.
perdónenlos. ¿Ah?
Sobre las filler words.
Yes, if you repeat, it's not good, right? It's a crunchy word. But if we don't repeat it, but we use it from time to time, just to give us some time to think about something, cuando les da tiempo, como lo utilizamos para darnos tiempo y pensar en algo chévere, ¿no? I mean, it's another one, very common.
Es como referirse ¿no?
Sí, yo quiero decir tal vaina. Let me see. Hey, déjame ver. Well, let me see. An example, Parra. Pimentel, Parra.
Let me see another example. Let me see
Yeah.
another thing.
Very pretty good.
Another option.
Yes. Expressions for adding ideas, para agregar ideas. Sophie, wake up. One thing that's interesting is, vean que después van a hablar de un tema aquí, ¿no? One thing that's interesting is, give me an example.
One thing that's interesting is the weather today is very sunny.
Yeah, the weather. Yeah, weather is great today. Sun is shining. Nice to go outdoors and have the class over there at the Plaza de Armas, running around, listening to loud music and having a nice beer. Otra. Another point to consider is examples. A ver, Kuta. Another point to consider is that sometimes my students come full of energy to the classroom, but some other days the class goes to the crack because these niños bonitos no quieren cooperar. Para que no salga acá la palabra. Like today, you don't want to talk. No, mejor dígame, Johnny, you suck. Shut the fuck up. We don't want to have that class today. But say that in English, please. It's also worth, ¿y esta? It's also worth nothing that no es válido tal vaina. Additionally, bueno, repitan las expresiones, después hacemos el ejercicio. Repeat, for example. Repeat, for example. Take, for instance. A good illustration of this is to give you an idea. Consider the case of increasingly. Para describir qué tendencia, ¿no? Tend to. Okay, life costs in Colombia tend to, ¿no? Goes up to the sky. Tiende a irse por el cielo el costo de la vida. Repeat, typically, generally, it's becoming more common that. I don't know, vocabulary, ahí he dicho yo otra cosa, ¿no? It's becoming more common that. Vocabulary for describing opinions and perspectives. From my perspective, in my opinion, some people may argue that. Algunos podrían argumentar que apréndanse otras nuevas, no digan siempre las mismas. Is debatable whether. No, es refutable si tal cosa. One way to look at it is. Repeat, one way to look at it is. Okay, so now what we have to do is. Miren los temas, escogen uno y ahorita me lo dicen dentro de 5 minutos. Improvisación. Topics. Discuss your last vacation. Share your future goals. Describe memorable events in your lives. Talk about a book you recently read. Discuss the importance of learning a second language. Describe your dream job. Discuss the impact of technology on society. Share your opinion on social media. Talk about challenge you overcame. Superar, ¿no? Overcame. Discuss the benefits of exercise. Debate the pros and cons of artificial intelligence. Discuss climate change and environmental issues. Share your views on globalization. Analyze the influence of social media on society. Discuss the role of education in shaping the future. Debate the ethics of genetic engineering. Talk about the impact of literature on society. Discuss the role of women in leadership. Analyze the effects of mass media on culture. Debate the importance of cultural diversity. Thank you very much. I love you all.